let's talk about DeepSeek, the Chinese AI that broke the internet and the stock market recently. But I don't really want to talk about benchmarks, performance, statistics, nor national safety or even politics. I want to talk about DeepSeek as the tool that it is. So in this video, I'm going to compare DeepSeek with good old ChatGPT from a user's perspective. And my intention is to share with you a little bit of my experience using each of these two chatbots so that you can decide which one is better for you. Before we start, we need to make sure we are comparing apples to apples, right? If ChatGPT and DeepSeek were cars, well, the models would be the engine these cars are running on. So let's talk about models to make sure we are comparing the same OpenAI model with the corresponding DeepSeek model. And I'm going to start with DeepSeek. When you log into the DeepSeek interface for the first time, this is what you should see. Okay, a pretty pure, simple interface with a similar prompt box as of ChatGPT. So two buttons here, DeepThink R1. So this is the R1 model to solve reasoning problems, and we have access to web search. But if you don't click on that button, you have access to another model, and that's what I want to discover. What is the base model for DeepSeek? And then we'll do the same thing with ChatGPT. I have two different ChatGPT accounts here. This is my free account, and I have my plus account right here. So we'll see what is the difference between all of these models because we want to compare apples to apples. All right, let's start with DeepSeek. Let's ask the question, what model are you? And here's my answer. Hi, I am DeepSeek V3, an AI assistant independently developed by the Chinese company DeepSeek Incorporated. Okay, so the base model for DeepSeek is called DeepSeek V3. Now, let's ask the same question. I'm gonna copy this and ask it right here in ChatGPT, the free version of ChatGPT, without any of the button clicked. Okay, let's ask the same question. I am ChatGPT based on OpenAI's GPT-4 Turbo model. So GPT-4 Turbo model would be the equivalent of DeepSeek V3. Now, the funny thing or the annoying thing with the free version of ChatGPT is that when I use this little drop-down arrow right here, I don't have much options in terms of which model I want to use, right? Me, I am used to using the ChatGPT Plus account, so the paid account, $20 per month. And when I click on this little drop-down arrow, I see all of my models that are available to me for performing a specific task. So GPT-4o, 4o with scheduled task, O1, O3 mini, etc., etc. I don't have all of these options right here. So how do I know if this information is correct? Well, the thing is, once you've prompted, you kind of have access to the different models by hovering over this button right here. You see, when I hover over it, it says switch model. So now I can see that the model I'm using is GPT-4o, and you can see that GPT-4o great for most tasks. So I'm using this model right here. So we learned something. Now I kind of want to try this R1 model, the DeepThink model right here, because that is what actually created all of that buzz on the internet a couple of weeks ago. And I'm going to get back to that buzz and explain the reasons, but from a user's perspective, right? So now let's ask again, click the button. And now, which model are you? Let's not say I click the DeepThink button. So what we can see here is the chain of thoughts of what the model is actually going through. It's thinking, it's reasoning, and it's coming to an answer that's actually not the right answer. It should have told me it's DeepThink R1. So that's why I wanted to kind of be more specific. And now that I have clicked the DeepThink button, which model are you? I'm going to send that again and see if the model understands a bit better. Okay, just ask, okay, so it's reasoning again, but that really is proving me that the model is actually thinking, therefore reasoning, okay? So the answer I'm getting here is, hi, I am DeepSeek R1 Lite Preview, an AI assistant independently developed, blah, blah, blah. So now I am seeing that when I click that DeepThink R1 button, I am switching to a different model, the reasoning model called DeepSeek R1. Let's do the same thing in ChatGPT. The equivalent to the DeepThink button R1 would be the reason button right here. So let's click on that button and ask the same question. And now, what or which model are you? Okay, so it's going to think, it's going to reason. It reason for a second, just 1 second. So I am ChatGPT based on GPT-4 turbo architecture. So it's still telling me it's GPT-4 turbo architecture. I think a lot of these models are kind of based on the GPT-4 model, but they elaborated. They are becoming smarter and they are added more features to them. So when I hover over the little switch model icon right here, now I see this is O3 Mini. Now, I understand this might feel confusing to a lot of you. That's why I wanted to start the video with this. Which model are we actually talking about? And I want to debrief everything we've seen, but for that, we kind of need to talk about pricing. So let's come back to the buzz that DeepSeek generated 2 weeks ago. So how could the entire internet just kind of like drop the ball and start speaking about DeepSeek? Like everyone, including my grandmother, knows about DeepSeek today. So why all the buzz? Why did DeepSeek really broke the internet, broke the stock market? What happened, really? Well, what happened is that DeepSeek was the first chatbot to actually introduce a reasoning model, like the R1 model, to the entire world for free. Because back then, when they launched DeepSeek with the R1 update, with this button integrated, ChatGPT wasn't giving their back then O1 model, the first reasoning model. I'm talking about this model right here, O1, which to date is still their most powerful reasoning model. So this O1 model was only available to ChatGPT paid users. Okay, there was no other reasoning model available for free in ChatGPT. And still, to date, if I'm looking at my free account, this is the free account, the O1 model is not available for free users. What happened though, 2 weeks after all of the buzz and all of the pressure on OpenAI and on all the American AI companies, basically, that the Chinese AI company DeepSeek put on them, the pressure they applied was to create an open source model, or models, plural, and release them for free for everybody to use. So as a user, I'm seeing, okay, there is this very powerful reasoning model that OpenAI is like shouting about and it's wonderful, like it can do so much, it can think like a human, but it costs 20 euros or $20 per month at least to access it. So that's what happened. That is why there was such a buzz going on, because all of a sudden, this powerful tool was made available for free to everyone. And the response from OpenAI was fast. They came up about a week and a half later with O3 Mini. So this model right here, announced by OpenAI, and that you can find right here in the model picker or the switch model button, O3 Mini. So the response was, okay, you released my money maker for free. Now I have no other choice than to give my free user a similar reasoning model. And that's exactly what they did by releasing the O3 Mini model to every user. So by all users, I mean the ChatGPT free users plus all the different paid tiers. So Plus, Teams, and Pro users. Now, if I switch over my Plus account and select the model via the little drop-down arrow, I can see different versions of this O3 Mini model, reasoning model. I have O3 Mini, fast and advanced reasoning, and then we have O3 Mini High. Okay, great at coding and logic. Then I have more models, but the O3 family is made out of O3 Mini and O3 Mini High. So what I understood after reading more about this is that ChatGPT free users will have a limited access to this O3 Mini model, okay, a couple of queries per day, kind of like the same thing as access to the 4.0 model. After prompting for a while, they will get back to the GPT 3.5 model. If you're a free user, you know what I'm talking about. And Plus users will have more bandwidth with O3 Mini, but not unlimited. They will have something along the range of 150 queries per day for O3, the O3 family. So that includes O3 Mini, O3 Mini High. And Pro users, those paying $200 a month, will have unlimited access to the O3 Mini models. So the summary of all this is that DeepSeek, about 3 weeks ago, released the first ever free reasoning model that competed with the paid reasoning model from OpenAI, back then called O1. All right, now let's talk about availability. Is the tool available when I need it? Well, let's start with DeepSeek, right? Because they released this, it was free, it's great, new reasoning model available to all. And then the buzz happened. Everyone was talking about DeepSeek, and therefore a huge surge in terms of users that were running to the platform to try it, to see what everybody else was talking about online, how did it perform. So my experience with DeepSeek is when it first was released, I would say, a kind of early user of DeepSeek. I started using the platform before everyone started talking about it. Okay, so before the buzz, everything was fine. Like, it was great. I could use it every day. And I used it whenever ChatGPT was down. I remember there was an entire day when ChatGPT was down. That's the day before launching Operator. ChatGPT was down for a good 6 hours straight. So I went to DeepSeek and worked with it intensively. And I actually really enjoyed the model. I used it for different things, like figuring out, helping me with, you see, all of these conversations. So I used it to help me brainstorm titles for my YouTube videos and stuff like that. And it was very good. The output was actually, I found it slightly better than the O1 model. So I understood why everyone was talking about this, or started to talk about this. But then the problem started when everybody was using it. Then I got a lot of these messages: the server is busy, please try again later. So that's my personal opinion about using DeepSeek today. Today, while prepping for this video, I ran into several of these server is busy messages while using the R1 model. Most of the time, ChatGPT runs very smoothly for me. Now, agreed, I am a ChatGPT Plus user, so I'm paying for that extra bandwidth. I'm not running into the limitations in terms of, okay, you've reached your daily limit, now you are downgraded to the kind of like the lamest models, the 3.5. But, on the other hand, I am a professional and I will need the tool whenever it's useful for me. So I cannot be depending on the availability of a model. It needs to be available all around the clock for me. And for that availability, I am happy to pay $20 or euros per month, which DeepSeek doesn't offer me, right? So DeepSeek is a free model, that's great, but when the server is busy, there's no way for me to pay to play, right? To pay for a model, like a superior model or superior access to the models that will give me kind of a priority. That's the system OpenAI went for. They decide, okay, if you're a paid user, you have priority over the free users. You have more bandwidth on our servers. And the fact that because it's an open source model, DeepSeek doesn't have this workaround, like making sure the model will be available for me, it's annoying. And now let's get into the heart of this side-by-side comparison of ChatGPT and DeepSeek, okay? The user experience. How does it feel to use the tool? So here I'm going to speak about two different things. The overall feeling, or the UX, the user experience, and then the UI, the user interface, the features that make the experience. So let's start with DeepSeek, all right? When you log on to DeepSeek, this is what you see, very clean interface. If you want to access the side menu, click on the whale right here, you have all of your conversations. For each conversation, 2 choices, you can rename them or delete them. And that's about it. That's the user interface. When you prompt something, let me come back to one of our conversations here. You have prompted something. So similarly, you can copy your prompt. You can edit your prompt, same as in ChatGPT. So let me edit the prompt, launch it again. I'm gonna think again, and then you'll see 2 out of 2. DeepSeek, Let's do it again to see if the model just keeps up with me in my request, or if the server will get busy very fast. So it's giving me the same answer. So from here, I can copy, I can regenerate, or I can give feedback. So all of this is quite similar to OpenAI. And now let's switch over to ChatGPT. Okay, this is the free version. Team Rondi's profile picture. Let's go back to one of our recent conversations, this one right here, because I want to show you a few of the features that we have right here on the sidebar. First thing is that we have ChatGPT right here. Okay, so you can start a new chat. Then we have Explore GPT. So the custom GPTs are right here. We have access as a free user to the GPT store. So when I click here, I will be redirected to this store where I can search for and start using using the custom GPTs that other people have created. As a free user, I cannot create one myself and use it, but I can use other people's GPTs, which is quite interesting. Now, something else we have is a search bar. Okay, let me show you, for example, switching to my Plus account, I have many more conversations here. But what's interesting is that I can search my conversations. So if I search for DeepSeek, for example, ChatGPT will just go through all of the conversations I've had and give me access to the right conversation. Like, this is saving me so much time. So this is a little UI feature that is a game changer for me. Now let's switch over to ChatGPT. And what I'm going to do right now is to give you a list of features that I use regularly. And I believe there will be a mix of free and ChatGPT Plus features in the list. But I want to show you some of the features that only exist in ChatGPT, that don't exist in DeepSeek, that make the experience so much better for me. The first one of these features is memory. Memory is a feature that will make sure that ChatGPT knows you and you don't have to give it the same context over and over every time you want to use it, because it already has stored some information about you and about who you are in your previous conversations. I haven't seen that in DeepSeek. So I want to show you where to find this feature. This is the free account. Then I will switch over my paid account to show you the amount of stuff that it knows about me already. But I want to show you first from a free account where you can find memory. So click on the profile picture, go to your settings, and then personalization, and memory is right here. Okay, so you have to turn it on if you want it to start accumulating knowledge about you. It was off by default here. So memory, ChatGPT will become more helpful as you chat, picking up on details and preferences to tailor its responses to you. To understand what ChatGPT remembers or teach it something new, just chat with it. Okay, so remember that I like concise responses. I just got a puppy. What do you remember about me? Where did we leave off my last project? You can clear the memory or you can manage the memory. I just turned it on right now. It was turned off, so there's nothing here. But I want to show you from my paid account, going to my settings, personalization, and then the memory right here. You see it's turned on, can manage that memory, and you see all of that information is stuff that ChatGPT knows about me. So I can clear the entire memory, or I can clear individual pieces of memories from this window right here. So memory is a great feature that is saving me and making my ChatGPT experience so much more tailored to me, because it knows me, it stores information about me. So that is one of the features that when you are used to it and then all of a sudden you don't have it in DeepSeek, it hurts to not have it. Another ChatGPT feature that has been super useful to me, that is quite new, about 2 months old, is the Search Chat feature. So what is that? Well, when you are in all of your conversations right here, and this is my free account, I don't use it very often, as you can see, 2 conversations, but this button right here, Search Chat, allows you to search within your chat. So you can type keywords and ChatGPT will find the exact conversations you've had containing these keywords. So let me show you a quick test with my account where I have more content right here. So I'm gonna search for, I don't know, YouTube, for example. There you go. ChatGPT is gonna search through all of my conversations and find me everything where YouTube is mentioned. Okay, you see it's a bunch of different conversations. So this could really help you save a lot of time when you don't remember exactly where is that information you are searching for. Continuing the list of features that to me make ChatGPT a premium experience is custom instructions. Okay, so click on the profile picture, customize ChatGPT. You will have an entire window right here that will help you introduce yourself to ChatGPT to get more personalized responses. Okay, so this is the new custom instructions. I'll create a separate video just about this and how to get the most out of these. This is my free account, so it's not customized yet, but that's one feature that I truly miss in DeepSeek. Another one is the canvas mode. Okay, canvas mode now available to anyone. So for example, let's get back one of these conversations, and to jump into canvas mode, just click on this little pencil right here, edit in canvas, and ChatGPT will open canvas mode, draft and refine on the spot. Okay, I got it. Don't need the tutorial, but it opens this canvas mode. And again, I have created a dedicated video about this. A lot of you guys have told me, hey, I'm a free user and I don't have access to this. It's not correct. The answer is you do have access to it. It's just that now you need to find this little pencil icon. Let me show you. You need to find this little guy right here that says edit in canvas. And then you will be redirected with the same conversation into canvas mode. Okay, so this mode for me, for writing copy, is amazing. I don't have that in DeepSeek. And then there is voice mode. You can activate voice mode at any time to input a prompt, but also for ChatGPT to read out loud an answer. This is still my free account. If we go back to the previous answer right here, I can ask it to read it out loud.
ChatGPT based on the GPT-4 Turbo architecture.
I don't know if you heard that, but the voice actually read the answer back to me. So you have voice mode and advanced voice mode. I'm not sure if advanced voice mode is available to all users or only to paid users, but advanced voice mode is amazing to have a completely different experience. Instead of typing, you just simply have a conversation with ChatGPT. And the voice is so responsive, so human, between brackets, that it's kind of bluffing. And then there is projects. Projects is a paid user feature only, but project is, I think, one of my favorite ChatGPT features so far. So I am here in my paid account, my Plus account, and I want to show you projects really quick. So projects allow you to create folders within ChatGPT. Okay, so here you can see I have created a few different folders right here for my LinkedIn strategy, for my courses, a new course I'm working on, personal folder, folder for Team Rondi, a folder for YouTube. You see different things. But what it does is that it allows me to group conversations within the same folder, but also it gives me more options. I can choose a different color for my folder. You see different colors right here. I can give it a title, and I can attach files, up to 20 files to a specific folder that are documents that will influence the content of the conversations I'm having in that specific folder. So I'm going to create a separate tutorial just about folders, but I just want to show you that folders are a very neat feature. It's a paid feature, but a very useful feature that allow you to group conversations into a folder, attach files to this folder that will be relevant and influence the input of the ChatGPT's conversation in that folder. And you can also create custom instructions for that specific folder. So it becomes very powerful and allows you to work in projects with specific guidelines, specific knowledge via the files, and organize all of this in your ChatGPT. So this is super powerful, and I love this and can't wait to share it with you guys in that separate video. All right, so recapping: memory, search chat, project, custom instructions, canvas, and voice mode. All of these features, for me, make the ChatGPT experience so much better than the DeepSeek experience. For me, DeepSeek looks like a copycat of ChatGPT. They saw something that was awesome, and they managed to copy it, make it cheaper, and make it free. But it has a place in this world, and I'm gonna come back to this. But before that, let's talk about safety, privacy, and bias, because this is important. So the question here is, how safe do you feel using the tool? Let's start with DeepSeek. So DeepSeek comes from a Chinese company, and companies in China have to abide to certain rules. And one of these rules is that Chinese companies have to pass over any data that the Chinese government might ask them to provide, including user data. So that is controversial, of course, and it means we don't know for sure who can actually access your DeepSeek conversations, the data you provide. Now, I know we are not all persons of interest, and the Chinese government probably doesn't care about me, but it is an issue. Now, I'm not saying I fully trust OpenAI with my data. I know our data is already all over the place with Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, but to be honest, I didn't download the DeepSeek app on my phone. Okay, I'm gonna use DeepSeek online, the web version. All they have is my email address, no phone number, no anything. And I'm not gonna provide any confidential information because I don't trust it. And that might be biased, my Western opinion about all of this, but I don't know. China to me is not the most transparent country in the world. This leads me to the next topic, censorship. Like DeepSeek is somehow censored and biased to reflect, I would say, appropriate knowledge, appropriate outputs to the eyes of the Chinese government that might be supervising it. I'm not trying to get into the conspiracy theories here, but there are some sort of censorship going on in DeepSeek. And I wanted to show it to you from my own experience. So this morning I was prompting and I prompted a few things that are kind of controversial in China. What is the Great Firewall of China? The answer, sorry, I'm not sure how to approach this type of question. Let's chat about math or coding and logic problems instead. All right, who is Mao Zedong? Sorry, same question. I don't know how to deal with this question. Let's talk about math. Why can I access Facebook in China? And here I actually got an answer. Okay, so I was okay. So I tried again. Okay, who is Mao Zedong? Maybe I spelled it wrong. Sorry, can't answer that. That is beyond my current scope. Let's talk about something else. Let's talk about something else, guys. Like, forget I even talk about this. All right, so that's the kind of censorship I'm talking about. You need to be aware of this. There are some things that are not okay to talk about publicly in China. So this is something important to realize. When you're using DeepSeek, you are using a tinted model that has been censored at some point. It might not affect you in your everyday work. You just need to be aware of this. Same goes on with the bias. The type of answers you'll get are Chinese point of view. Okay, so be aware of that. Do what you want with that, but that is the reality. I feel like I've given you a good tour of the two tools. Okay, that was my personal opinion. So you might have understood by now that I am kind of like team OpenAI and ChatGPT, but I want to give you as balanced as an opinion as I can. Okay, so this is my final verdict, which tool I'm going to be using on a daily basis and what would be appropriate for you. So first, let's talk about first movers advantage. OpenAI was the first company to release a ChatGPT-like chatbot. And this really generated the boom of AI. AI is not new. It's something engineers were developing in the labs for decades. But the release of ChatGPT in 2022 really made this public-facing tool that everybody started talking about. Today, ChatGPT is roughly 300 million weekly active users and 180 million users use ChatGPT every single day. For me, it has become a go-to tool that I'm using permanently for everything I do in my work. ChatGPT feels like home for me because I've been using it since 2 years now. So all of my conversations are there. I have my projects, I have the memory. ChatGPT and OpenAI did a great job at locking users in, first by being the first movers, and second by building these features that kind of create habits and create memory. So it knows about you. You have your conversation. So it's difficult to migrate to a new tool once you are that engaged with a specific tool. So that's my opinion. Next is that many times I've told my friends, my coworkers, this is the best $20 I am investing every month. Like this tool is worth so much more. And I know I haven't yet went ahead and paid the $200 to get access to all of these extra features. But when I'm seeing everything that's new, Sora, the operator model, the deep research model, all of these things on top that come for pro users only are starting to make sense to me. So it's slowly making its way, should I pay? And I know it's going to come down, the price, but yet I still think ChatGPT Plus is a great investment. Just like Canva Pro is a great investment, GPT Plus, great investment. So that's kind of where I stand. But now I want to give you that balanced opinion. Okay, if you are someone different, me, I am an entrepreneur. I run my own business. we make decent money, and so I can afford to pay 20 euros per month for ChatGPT. I can even expense that through my company. Now, that's me. If you are a very different person, let's say you are a student in Thailand and you're eating like instant noodles, you don't have much money, you're just making your way through university like kind of the hard way, and you don't have a budget for ChatGPT Plus, well, maybe for you then DeepSeek is the right tool. It's completely free. It's not personalized. You don't have all the bells and whistles, but it's a free tool that will definitely get you there because it allows you, when it's available, to have access to these powerful models. And I am willing to bet that there will be more of these disruptive moments like we've known. The first one was the major buzz, but DeepSeek will continue to release better and better stuff. We can expect voice mode probably coming soon. We can expect stuff kind of copying the canvas mode. We can expect probably that will be the next big breakthrough moment, some sort of free operator-like feature to DeepSeek. They will probably release that for free, putting more pressure on OpenAI because that is their strategy. They want to copy what works and make it available open source for free. So when that happens, when they release a really premium tool for free and that everyone can start using it, if it works, if it has the capacity, it's going to make second, third, fourth buzz and more people migrating to DeepSeek. So I think that is a very clever strategy, but me, for now, I'm sticking to my good old ChatGPT. And that's where I'm going to leave it, guys. It was a bit of a long tutorial. Let me know in the comments below. Which team are you? Are you team ChatGPT? Are you team DeepSeek? Let me know. And more importantly, let me know why. Okay, why are you one or the other? I'm very curious to know. All right, I'm gonna leave you with this other ChatGPT tutorial right here. Don't forget, we have the AI channel. If you're not yet subscribed to this channel, the button is right here. We have more tutorials like this one. I will see you there.